top 2 spot, where G2 still has to work for it.
Yep. They still have to work. G2 wanting to make it into that top 2 so that you get the automatic qualification. You get the bye into the semifinals of the playoffs, which means you get qualified for LAN immediately. NRG, the fact that they are already qualified could play into G2's favor here, as they might not be taking the matches seriously, but if we know anything about NRG, they are on fire. They are going to continue to play that way as the online champs. They're going to strike early. Here's Jacob's shot, goes just high above the crossbar. Garrett Gian with a follow-up, drops it towards the net, but Rizzo with the save. Out to Kronovi, the counterplay comes through. Is anybody in net? Nope. The long shots from Kronovi goes in, and that's G2 on the board first.
Insane pace from NRG right off the bat, and this shot from Kronovi, if I can even call it that, the bump, the misdirect, redirect.
Hey, he's been shooting from the midfield all season.
It really just came down to NRG put a little bit too many eggs in that basket. They went too hard for that play, and while it was a good shot on goal, Rizzo got the clear, and they followed it up.
What a beautiful start. Massive aggression from NRG right off the bat, and then the quick punish on the counterplay from G2 gives G2 the lead here in the game number 1 of our best of 5. Garrett G off the backboard, down to Jacob. The shot towards the net, carried away by JNaps. He picked it up after Jacob's shot and removed it from the net. And now put it back in to NRG's half. Garrett G to play it away. He'll go up on the wall, try to slow this one down, but JNaps right away. G2 playing so fast. NRG looked dominant, just with a brutal win over Take 3 in their last series, but right now G2 has cranked it up to 100 miles per hour immediately and is taking it to them. This game is currently in G2's favor with 3:56 left to go.
If G2 can open up the day with a win against NRG, they're just going to go strong going on. Remember, whoever wins this gets the top seed.
Gets the top seed. Absolutely.
And G2 still have yet to secure their spot at LAN.
Now, they have everything to play for right now. All the marbles in this one series. The number 1 seed and the berth to LAN. Kronovi in the midfield, being chased by Fireburner. JNaps comes in from the back. We'll put it onto the backboard, and Rizzo and Kronovi both sitting and watching this one. See if they can play this one through. It'll be Fireburner to move it. Kronovi just sitting right now. Not sure why he is doing that. If he's having an issue, maybe he'll be back here in a second, but they will continue to play. Garrett G to pass this one down to Jacob to try and take the shot. Rizzo with the defense. While Kronovi might be having some technical problems or something, we don't know what's going on. The fact that they have the lead means Rizzo and JNaps can just turtle up, hold this one on. This is still very much in their grasp. They'll take a shot. JNaps with the save again to put it away. They're holding on.
Being 2v3, this is going to be key for their placement on their defensive touches. JNaps does not want to deal with these situations.
Fireburner,
touch.
It goes high. Jacob in to turn and take the shot. Rizzo to play it away. Kronovi is out of the game at the moment. Hopefully he'll be back in his moment, but G2's holding on right now as the barrage of shots comes through from NRG.
It is still 1-0 right now. Garrett wants to take a wide shot. They are going to get a demolition as well, reducing them to a single player on their roster, but they could not capitalize in time.
6 saves so far from G2. Let's see if they can keep it up. So we've crossed halftime. They hold on to the lead. Fireburner over to Jacob. He'll go high into the corner. Here comes the shot. JNaps in the air will still save it away. A 7th save. Garrett gets bumped by JNaps in the midfield and will not be able to take a shot, and G2 plays it away. Now Rizzo up to challenge. That's past him. It's just JNaps in the back. Jacob moves it past. Oh, and Fireburner's got the open net. He's not going to miss that one. The defense finally cracks as they are down a player.
I mean, that final contest from JNaps, what do? You see Jacob and Fireburner about to try and 2v1 you with somebody following shortly after. You know you're going to be in a tight spot. Try and get that contest if you can, but tied up now with 2 minutes left. Being a 2 versus 3 situation, this is not looking great.
It's a very difficult situation for G2 at the moment. Rizzo in the air will play it away. We'll see how JNaps chooses to respond. Their first goal came onto an open net, a quick contest. But right now, G2 forced to play the 2-man rotation, the double style, against an extra player. Very difficult situation, but with 1:40 left to go, JNaps now going for the air carry. Jacob will pop that one high. JNaps needs to get boost and fall back quickly. So Rizzo will try to challenge this one on the wall. He'll play it slow, and Fireburner will pop it high. Garrett's watching, waiting for an opportunity, and here comes Fireburner in the air, but played away by JNaps. Still tied up. You'd think for being down a player, they'd be losing already, but the Savior medal for Rizzo, that's the second one of the game. Fireburner will try to slow this one down. Who played over the top of 2, over the top of just JNaps. Rizzo shoots it away. Now Garrett on the wall, out to Jacob. JNaps clears it. They'll go out to midfield. Now Fireburner with a shot towards Jacob. JNAP's away again. The defense continues to hold on. 12 saves already in this game for G2, and they have the opportunity. That one was in the box right there. But JNAP's not able to finish it as Fireburner cleared it away. Oh, and Rizzo misses. That's gotta hurt.
Doing so well. 6 saves apiece, but Rizzo was unable to beat JNAP's to try and make it 7 saves to 6. This has to be frustrating, but talk about getting warmed up. Rizzo and JNAP's right now are getting all the practice in together right now in this first game. Just to kind of reiterate the rules, if there is some sort of disconnect mid-series, if a goal has already been scored, you have to play it through. This does try and prevent the issue of people disconnecting on purpose to reset games.
Can he do it?
Oh.
He sends it out to JNAP's. He's going to go in and try and score.
What?
They tie up the game, 2v3. I've gotten word that Kronovi's internet is having issues. He is not even in Discord right now. He is disconnected right now. So if he gets back in, he can come back into this game and continue to play. But as you said, goals were scored. By the rules, they have to keep playing. And right now, G2 is doing a monstrous job keeping this game competitive. 42 seconds left, and they still have a tie game on their hands. As JNAP's will try to play it away. It's all up to Rizzo, though. He gets it past Fireburner, a close one. And JNAP's in net, playing safe. Rotation's key. The ball flies down the field. With 30 seconds remaining, Garrett over to the side. JNAP's will just watch that one as Fireburner plays it past, and Rizzo in the back has to buy time. He'll get it in the corner, the slow plays, the methodical, technical plays to get it past these NRG players. JNAP's moving it down the field. This ball is switching possession right now, Carpet. They are keeping this game competitive. It looks like we might go to overtime. This ball, though, dangerous position. Fireburner looking at it as JNAP's will play it to the side. Can Jacob keep it in the air? You know they'll try to kill it. We're going to go to overtime.
This, I think, is where it's going to be the curse for G2. I don't think they can come out of this. It's hard to gather a boost enough on kickoff, but with a man down, you have so much less resource to expend to go for these early shots.
I don't know. Jacob will just slam it in. That was a difficult shot to block, even if you were at full manpower. And just like that, G2 will not be able to get the win here. But
what a touch! What a game!
Holy cow, going to overtime 2v3, and that started decently early. We were in about the 3:45 area when we had the Kronovi disconnect.
I mean, as frustrating as it might be, JNAP's and Rizzo have to be pretty proud of themselves.
Oh my goodness.
Taking NRG to a tie game, even if NRG was a little bit more lax, knowing it's that same situation of getting those saves. I mean, just so much.
18 shots were pounded at their net, and they blocked 12 of them, only letting 2 go in, so there was a bit of inaccuracy as well on those shots. But my goodness, the way that they were down and then managed to score 2v3 to send it to overtime, they've got to be feeling good about their performance. And if anything, once they get Kronovi back, once they get a sub in, however they choose to play this situation, you know that they're going to be coming in guns a-blazing.
Oh, of course. And it's funny because your mentality changes a bit once you know you're a man down. All of their touches were perfectly to the corners, and they were playing the safe route, which a lot of times when you have the third man, you won't always play safe. You'll clear it out to somebody, you'll try and pass it along the sidewall, and oftentimes one of those being misplayed or not being touched so correctly is what's going to result in you having pressure on you. Since they were constantly playing the safe defensive route, pushing it to the corner, cutting off all the angles, making sure, and plus, I mean, one less person to have awareness of. You know where your other one teammate is. So they were always very, self-aware of, all right, net is definitely open now because I know where the one other player on my team is. I have to go to net.
No, it is much easier to keep your rotations very, very clean when you're just playing with 2 people, as you're saying, because you know where the other person always is. And he basically, it's if one person moves out, you have to play defensively until he has time to get in behind you and give you the opportunity to push out. With 3s, you have more options, and then that's where the kind of miscommunication comes in. But still, NRG able to get the win here in the 2v3 situation. This shot from Jacob was...
That's what I was about to say.
I mean, even if Kronovi's in the game, I still doubt they blocked that.
I'm pretty sure gravity wasn't even affecting that shot because of how incredibly accurate it was. It looked like just a perfectly straight shot directly towards the target and also right below crossbar. What an awkward angle to hit as well. I mean, he just barely clipped it with the tip of his card, just enough to keep the momentum, maybe even add a little bit more and put it directly on the target. So for now, we're hoping maybe Kronovi can fix his issues.
Yeah, absolutely. They're giving him time to get back in. But in a situation where you would maybe have to play this 2v3, what would you do in the beginning of a game, going into it, knowing that was the situation?
You either just play defense until they really, really screw up, or you just bring it to overtime and just hope for the golden goal. I mean, in overtime, it's like one mistake and we can take it.
Yeah.
But a mistake in regulation time doesn't mean you've won, right? And if they make a mistake in regulation time, you only capitalize if you know you can. As we saw, JNAPS getting that goal.
Yeah, and there's the whole situation of when you get a goal early on, that gives the other team the mentality of we have to score. I mean, obviously, they already have that mentality. But when you get out to a lead, the comeback mindset has more time to set in when you score early. So it almost is, I feel like, a decent strategy for these guys to try and play to play for overtime. To go just there and just try to make it all the way.
And
but,
I mean, just to make a quick comment on it, I mean, in general, whenever you see a player, or whenever it gets to 0 seconds and a team really has to score, that's actually when you see them perform the best.
Hey, guys, Kronovi is back. The mountain's here, and we've got a game on our hands. We'll see if they can bounce back here after the valiant effort from Rizzo and JNAPS. JNAPS will play that one over to the side. Jacob will try to pass back to Garrick. In for the shot. Goes wide. Kronovi in to follow it up. They'll still get it past JNAPS. NRG up on the offense. Aggressive. This is how the beginning of the last game started, but this time NRG will score right off the bat. 4:42 left to go.
Check
it's
it out.
NRG.
Outpaced by one. Outpaced by another. Yep. What's Kronovi supposed to do when he's only in half the net covered? He can't beat out Garrett's
low on boost too, I'm sure.
Shot. Yeah, and I mean, that was just a matter of pacing. NRG quick to the ball, trying to beat G2 to their own passing games.
Just like that, NRG with the lead. Both games started out with massive aggression from NRG. But in game number 1, G2 was able to get the counterplay. Here NRG does manage to score. This pass out to Jacob. He gets in the air, takes the shot. What an angle, and what a save from Rizzo. G2 holding on right now, just a 1-goal differential. Kronovi and Rizzo kind of synced up there. Linked at the hip, but now they will be able to play that one out. Great touch by Kronovi to put it over the top. The midfield defender. That'll give G2 some ball control. Fireburner and Jacob both in the air for this. JNAPS in to try and set it up. The last player on G2, but Kronovi hanging in the back. Oh, this is a dangerous situation for G2. No one in to make a final shot. JNAPS will be able to play it away. But Garrett in to set up another one. Jacob to try and loft it. JNAPS will be in the air to play it away from Fireburner. Kronovi will be able to try and clear it out of his half. See if they can get some offense going. Here comes Rizzo up into the corner.
Garrett wanted to wait, knowing Rizzo was going to contest, but did he wait too long? He did follow that up for a strong clear. NRG isn't really thriving to starve them a boost either. They have possession in G2's half, but G2's still getting plenty of boost and able to contest a lot of these high shots.
Jacob hanging far upfield, as only Jacob does, gets the angle. Excuse me, I don't understand how this goes in. What a play here from NRG. Do you see where he was? He was in their box.
To see that bounce, go towards the ceiling and go, yeah, you know, this is actually, I could take a shot off this.
I'll play this backwards.
Who's like, I see this, like, oh, I can take a shot off this. Hold on.
There's no camera angle where he can see their goal.
No, that's disgusting.
That is absurd. I mean, I was looking at where he was. I'm like, only Jacob would be sitting there. And then he's like, yeah, only Jacob can score this goal, too. This is part of why Jacob is such a deadly force, why players like Dapper talk about they hate playing against him, because nobody else does that stuff. And just like that, NRG with the 2-goal lead with 3:05 left to go here in game number 2. They took game number 1, looked to extend that lead. Kronovi in for the bump, but does not make it. And Jacob traps the ball, dribbles it up onto the wall, and Fireburner out to pass it along. It's lofted in the middle still. Jacob will set this one out to himself. Gets it past Kronovi. Rizzo to carry it. And now Garrett G on the wall. Can he get this one down? Does not manage to sneak it under the crossbar, but keeps the pressure on. Demo onto JNAPS will free up Kronovi just to kind of feel free to move up field. Rizzo will contest as well. Now here comes JNAPS. Kronovi on the rotation. JNAPS with a shot to the far side. Goes in, and that is G2 on the board.
I like NRG's initial thought process. They come up in pairs. Let's remove one of them, but it doesn't matter. It came up for a pass, and no one contesting the shot. And JNAPS, a player that all season has slowly got his foothold in being one of the top players here in North America, trying to set records, trying to be on the top of some of these statistics. Incredible player and an incredible shot to boot.
Kronovi. Move this one downfield. We're past halftime, and it's a 1-goal game. G2 looks to bounce back after their frustrating loss in game number 1, having to play down a player. Fireburner out to Jacob. Open net. He'll take the shot. Over-rotated, and that's going to be NRG with the punish.
Kronovi actually bumped 2 players in net, but then Rizzo and Kronovi got into a little fist fight of their own, bumping on NRG's half, and it gave Jacob a wide open opportunity 2 goals up now, but with 2 minutes, G2 has plenty of time to take this back.
Yep, absolutely. Plenty of time, again, like we were saying in the beginning, plenty of time to kind of get into that comeback mentality. To get into, like, play hard, play aggressive, play very, very active. Karnovi going to be able to play this one downfield now. Can he get the double tap? Actually goes for the kind of a fake play, but Jacob still gets a pop over the inbound JNaps. Now Rizzo on the wall. Misses that. JNaps will pop it high. Karnovi in the back. Watching Garrett on the wall. Get the shot towards the net. Karnovi plays it straight downfield. Fireburner rotates as Jacob moves into the corner. And it'll be Jacob now. Down to the middle. JNaps to the side. Rizzo misses the touch again. That's the sort of play you want to see. He goes for Garrett in net, but Garrett still keeps his wits about him, is able to play this one out. Nobody in the net for G2 at the moment. Karnovi will rotate around, moves up again, takes a shot, goes wide. G2 again plagued by a bit of inaccuracy. Also just difficult situation, but Rizzo to JNaps, the pass plays. Oh, but Fireburner will intercept. Karnovi in to try and take a final shot, but it goes wide once more. Garrett now with the carry. Can he get it past Rizzo? No, the cut in. Rizzo will shut him down, but Jacob will take another shot. 1 minute remaining, still a 2-goal game as G2 struggling here in game number 2 to get their offense going. They have an opportunity, but Garrett will again pick it up, push it out. 45 seconds left here on the clock. G2's got to get it going right now.
I've seen G2 play hyper-aggressive, but this last minute has been something I've never seen. All 3 players nearly up in a single corner, but they kept possession for so long, starving NRG out of resources, no boost for them. And honestly, even when they turned it around, somehow G2 was there on defense.
They are successfully getting it past 2 players, but the 3rd player from NRG always has the efficient tackle to remove ball control and allow their teammates to get set up. Whoa, my goodness. Garrett by himself is just going to secure game number 2 here. What even is this in the air?
I mean, what is there to say other than just watch it yourself? And then Jacob there to help him out. He got the first touch, tried to push it down. Essentially, he wanted to slowly change the trajectory of the ball so that the defender had actually no idea where it was going to go. And Jacob, which he does all the time anyways, adds more mayhem to the mix.
Well, and like you had said, that we saw G2 moving up, being extremely aggressive because they needed to. They needed 2 goals, and they only had about 20 seconds left to do it. And so that does mean oftentimes they will get punished. But even still, the shot from Garrett was kind of absurd. Not the sort of shot I was looking at and like, oh yeah, this is a classic punish of a massive offensive push at the end of a game. That was just Garrett doing amazing stuff with Jacob in support. NRG right now, this is a 5-game win streak for week number 5 that they are currently on. And it's been brutal every single game. The most competitive game we've seen so far against NRG today was a 2v3.
That is true. Wow.
It is so true.
Woo, I don't know if we want to say that out loud.
I mean, props to JNaps and Rizzo, though.
Yeah. I mean, so right now, NRG has a top 2 spot. They have qualified for LAN. They're just fighting for seed number 1.
Yep.
They want that number 1 seed going into the regional playoffs. They want to make sure that they can hopefully take that and become regional champions for the 3rd time in a row.
3rd time.
G2 is yet to secure a LAN spot. This is their time to do it, and I know it must be frustrating losing game 1, but you really have no excuse for game 2. NRG now 4-1 in that game. That was a pretty dominant victory.
And just the crazy plays there, and a bit of kind of a misnomer of a score. I mean, I felt like it was more genuinely 3-1 because at the end, like the just massive commitment on offense. But still, G2, a team that has been the desk was kind of split on how were they performing. Gibbs being like, I don't know, they haven't been performing on the line. James been like, well, the tournaments I've been watching, they've been performing on the line. So make your own statements about that. But the one thing we have always seen from NRG is online they are kings. Yeah. They are so consistent, and if they could do it again here, if they could get back-to-back sweeps in week 5, what sort of statement does that make moving into the playoffs?
I mean, that could not be a bigger confidence boost, and I don't know what tournaments James is watching. I think G2 just got 3-0 swept by NRG like 2 days ago. I'm pretty sure.
NRG's been crazy online. So has Atelier, by the way.
Oh, they really have.
They were impressing me very much in the community tournaments. Fireburner and Garrett over here on the side. Novi will take a shot towards the net. Rizzo having ball control, and NRG's half it. JNaps with the shot, upper 90, excellent placement. The team plays come out from G2, and they strike first in game 3.
If there's ever a time for reverse sweep, ladies and gentlemen,
it's right now.
Today's the day, and this is the game to see it happen. G2, I have to say, all season, honestly, my favorite passing plays I've ever seen have been from G2 this season.
From the last 2 seasons, honestly, I'm pretty sure all my favorite passing plays have always been G2. Even when they were G0-2 and they were just doing awful in Season 2, their plays were still phenomenal. Kronovi always knows how to build a passing team around himself here. JKnaps out to Rizzo, back down to Kronovi, takes the shot towards the net. Jacob will get the save. The reaction time coming in clutch for Jacob there. But again, G2 trying to strike with the pass plays.
But now NRG will take control, and the passing from Jacob, always phenomenal. And this is where G2 needs to be careful. If you let one too many touches go through from NRG, they will, hands down, score on you.
Jacob now into the corner. Rizzo lost control. JKnaps will pop this one back down. Jacob to fall on it, take the shot onto the backboard. Is there anyone in to finish? Here comes Garrett, but it gets played and blocked by Rizzo. And now JKnaps, here comes the counterattack from G2. So they move this one down the field very quickly. Rizzo on the wall, looking to pass to Kronovi. He'll move it into the midfield. And then Garrett will be able to get it past him. But there is JKnaps, the read on the wall. He'll follow this one out past Fireburner. Works out for him, actually, to get it into the corner. We'll look to see this. If he can set this one up for Rizzo. Rizzo goes in, but Jacob, more time to read it, able to move that one back. And now it is NRG up on the offense. Ball control in the blue. See if they can tie up this game.
Off the backboard, right now, neither of these teams really have allowed anything to go off their back wall unanswered. Both teams very skilled in predicting the ball's trajectory and maintaining the boost to be able to do so. A lot of boost management on both teams, doing pretty well. No one seems to be struggling.
A lot of wall play right now from G2 as this one bounces very precariously. Fireburner to put it onto the backboard. Rizzo in there, misses the touch. Garrett G in to take the shot towards the net. Upper 90, he'll tie up the game.
Just as I mentioned that you guys haven't missed anything off the backboard, you really go and do this to me. Rizzo and Kronovi, neither really deciding who's supposed to go for that. And Garrett G, I'm pretty sure like the moment he sees a net, like he just looks at where the ball's going to go, and it just like slams there. Nothing is a soft touch, and he knows exactly where to put it to make sure it's the hardest thing to save for anyone.
Well, I think this is the second time we've seen Rizzo and Kronovi up for the same touch, the same defensive touch in about the last 30 seconds. The first one got a very hard clear from Rizzo, but the second one, when he whiffs, that's just 2 players out of position. And they really do need to be able to tighten that one up, not be both committing for the same ball. Do not give Garrett shots on net where only one player is grounded. JKnaps will play this one over to Kronovi. He goes for the backwards touches here. Can he keep this block going? That was surprisingly effective play for backwards. Buys time for Rizzo and JKnaps to get set up in net, see if they can push this out. But Fireburner, winning the 50-50s, you can do all the positioning you want in the world, but if you can't win a 50-50, there is no way you are going to be winning these games. And right now, NRG just so much more dominant up here on offense. They'll drop another one towards the net, saved by JKnaps. Out to Kronovi, and Fireburner will play that one over the top of the G2 players. Keeps it in the corner, wins the 50-50. They're still on offense, Carpet.
Trying to use the flatmobile to make sure he can get the save. And again, Rizzo and Kronovi both needing to go for that. Kronovi going for a risky, unnecessary touch. Sometimes,
Rizzo with the block. Jacob's shot was definitely on target. Fireburner in with the capitalization. They just keep this pressure on, Carpet.
I think he wants it. Fireburner wants the top scorer.
I think so.
Of the season. I mean, and it's just the shots too. Like, they are all perfect. They are to the edges. Nothing's to a defender. Nothing straight at them. The moment they seize that opportunity, and it seems like Kronovi might be reverting to something we used to see from him sometimes, where he goes for a bit too much. He goes for the risky, unnecessary maneuvers, and really, you know, JKnaps and Rizzo are all sorts of warmed up right now.
It's just Garrett in net right now as Rizzo tries to take a shot, but Garrett will block it away, and now Jacob with a 1v1 puts it onto the backboard. Fireburner in the air, takes the shot, it goes off the post, and Rizzo will play it away. 1:34 left to go, and both teams still so high flying. While the match has been a little bit one-sided on the scoreboards, it's still been the exciting clash of the Titans we were hoping for since the beginning of the season. Jacob's shot goes to the top. JKnaps plays it away. And Garrett G out to Fireburner. They'll keep the offense going here, because they really do need to be able to get their 50-50s in order, get their hard clears and their transitions put together, give themselves the opportunities to make the pass plays we know G2 can. Kronovi will get that one downfield. JKnaps in to pop it high. This is a good setup. Jacob will play it back downfield. Rizzo waited for what felt like forever to move this one back up, but he plays it straight to Fireburner, who's able to move it back out. And now Garrett G in the air, 50 seconds remaining. Remember, if NRG takes the win here, it's 2 sweeps in a row for them. A win here secures them the first place spot with a clean sweep over G2. And G2 will have to beat Genesis to make it into the top 2. Garrett G to try and drop it in. It's still just a 1-goal game, though. Rizzo with the Savior medal. It's his like third of the series, I believe. And JNAPS now. Can he get this air carry past Jacob? Tries to drop it down. Dangerous positioning. Fireburner in the air will play it away. But Rizzo watching for the position to move, got the read on the side. With 18 seconds left, it's still G2's possibility to tie up this game as they are now up on offense. Fireburner to drop it out into the middle. Rizzo to take the shot. The demos from Kranovi. Jacob gets the save. The monster passer, the monster assists, the monster goalkeeper, and the monster striker. Jacob could be just it right now, making a case for MVP of the regular season. Well, if this one touches, it will. That's it. NRG sweeps G2 and secures the #1 seed.
They are now not only qualified for LAN, but #1 seed in regional championships, already one step closer to being regional champions yet again. G2 haven't even qualified a LAN spot yet, a team that we figured would be #2 seed following NRG. They still have time to determine, but this could have been a really good game for them to relieve some pressure.
Oh my goodness, G2 will still have to play one more game to find out if they make it into the top 2, which is exciting because it was, if they had won this game, the last game would have been like, we'll kind of move these teams like this a little bit, but like otherwise it wouldn't have really had that big of an implication. But still, whether G2 gets the bye into LAN or whether they still have to play in the playoffs to find out if they make it into LAN, all comes down to this next game. And oh my goodness, if NRG, could they have made a bigger statement here in week 5 to secure that they are still the dominant online team?
And it's not even just that. I mean, just look at how they play together. Like, they almost got a ridiculous triple touch, both aerial off the backboard there last second to make it 3-1. They're absolute monsters. And going against a team like G2, even if the first one, there may have been a handicap, they were still a full roster for game 2 and 3, and they completely dominated and swept G2, which is just a statement in itself.
We saw passes from Jacob. We saw that absurd upside-down shot in the box to send it back over his hood, and then the save at the end of the game to secure the win in game 3. NRG on fire like we've never seen them before, getting the double sweep here in week #5. And